If you have a dog that's car-phobic, you can get them better. One of the most important things that you must do is not console them. And you also need to use a crate. Never put the dog that is afraid in your lap. That's the worst thing that you can do. That's giving them positive reinforcement for this behavior. Don't do that. That's also not safe. Your dog should be in a crate. Now I have a dog in here, Chippy, who when he came here, he was car-phobic. Not the worst I've ever seen. He doesn't get sick, but he would pant the whole time. He wouldn't sit down. He wouldn't take a nap. He wouldn't do anything like that. We go to Home Depot. It takes about 20 minutes to get there. Panting the whole way, totally stressed out. He's doing so much better. He's doing so much better. When we first started doing this, he wouldn't even get close to the car. So now he'll get up into the car. He'll jump up onto the floorboard and jump up onto the seat. Now it's real muddy, but it's this car, so it doesn't matter. That's a nice thing about having a car that's filthy like this. You don't have to worry about anything like that. So he gets mud on my seat. The point is that he's getting so much better. Let's take him for a ride, and I'll talk about dogs that are car-phobic, and we'll see how long it takes to get Chippy all calmed down. And like he should go to sleep. He should just go to sleep or just relax in the crate. I'm warming up the car. I'm gonna put this in the crate. The crate's in the passenger seat. And this is a pheasant wing, and this is not for him to chew on. He does scent work with this, and I just want him to find it in the crate because this is a positive, this means something positive to him. I don't recommend any type of chew toys. If you're gonna use something like that with a dog, a puppy, I recommend deer antlers and deer antlers only. If you're using bark box, you have real issues. You do, and you don't understand dogs. So let's put this in there. I'll let the car warm up a little bit and get the chipmunk. The goal is to have Chippy. I'll open the door and I want him to, he's small, he's very small. I want him to try and get up into the car himself. Now, if he needs a little help, I'll have a service dog vest on. I'll give him a little hand, but once he gets on the seat, he goes right in the kennel. All right, let me go get the chipmunk. We'll do it. Get on here, midget. Get up there, brother. Get in there.
You got it, dude. Get it. Get it, Chippy. Get it. You got it. Get it. You're in there. Kennel.
I'll give him an A for effort. Totally. That's great. See, he wants to go for the ride now. Awesome. Down. Okay, a little shaky when he first gets in. Not a big deal. I give him the command to go down and go to sleep. Okay, I'm about a block from the house. He's already getting in the down position. Right? See? But less than a block from the house. Okay, he's already going in the down position and chilling. That's what he's supposed to do. That's it. Like it was a little nervous when he first got in. You'll see that it's sort of, you'll get residual shit for a little bit, and it just gets less and less. All these fear-based things, separation anxiety, car phobia, stuff like that, it just, it gets less and less as you go. But the dog will not get better with the car phobia or anything unless you make an effort and keep putting him in the car and don't console him. This, I mean, we're right by my house. I'm gonna turn around and go. Well, I'll go the long way to the post office, and I gotta mail something. So we'll go to Dandy. I'll go to the post office, and you know, I couldn't be more happy about this. I can't stand to see a dog that's stressed out like that, and I know that that's why a lot of people start consoling the dog, but you're not helping the dog consoling it. You're not. What helps the dog is just making them deal with it. Don't put them in your lap, because by you putting them in your lap, you're consoling it and you're giving it positive reinforcement. So that's not good. If your dog gets sick in the car, don't feed the dog before you go into the car. Withhold food for 12 hours and try that. And if the dog is, yeah, he's lying down. If the dog still throws up after 12 hours, then withhold food for 24, but get the dog going in the car, not throwing up. That's what you have to do. I'm sorry if you're like, I've dealt with people that have said, well, I can't not feed my dog. Oh, really? Why not? A gray wolf might go for up to 2 weeks without making a kill. Your domestic dog can go a day, can go 2 days without eating. They need water. I'm not saying don't feed the dog. I'm saying don't feed the dog because you're trying to get the dog not to throw up in the car. Do you want to be able to take your dog in the car and it not throw up? Then don't feed it. Don't feed it. Just set up these days where you're taking the dog in the car and it has an empty stomach. That's it. But you have to do it. The dog does not get better consoling it. That's for sure. The other thing is, have your dog in a crate. I was doing this radio program in Australia for a while, and there was a person called in with their. They wanted to know how to get their dog in a trailer, and I'm like, your dog in a trailer? Where are you putting your dog in a trailer? And they said, because I got a brand new car, it's got leather seats, the dog threw up in there, so I bought this trailer just to put the dog in. And I'm like, oh, so you're an idiot. Use a crate. Of course the dog didn't want to go in the trailer, you know? Oh, you're worried about your seats. So you want to put the dog all the way back there, segregated, you know? It's just ridiculous. The other thing that's real, important is that you need to look at this as, there's like baby steps. You'll see the dog's improvement over a period of time. So Chippy's been with me for, 2 months. So I would imagine if Jim and Taylor keep putting the dog in a car and using a crate like this, in another 2 months, there will be zero, there will be absolutely no excitement. That's what I'm guessing. Maybe even another month or a week or two. It's just, you stay on target with this and the dog really starts getting better fast and you just start seeing improvement. So we're maybe 2 minutes away from the house. At one point he was panting, but he's in the down position, which before he would just sit up and pant. He wouldn't even go in the down position unless I told him. Now he's back in the down position. It's just improvement, man. It's just so much vastly improved. If you have a dog like this, you can ignore them, or you can tell them no too. So if they're doing that, you can tell them no. You do not want that behavior. Like I could just say, Chippy, no. Down. No, down. Good boy. Something like that. Like it was just panting there for a second. So now he's in the down position, he's laying down. So something that's notable is that I changed the crate that we were using in the car. And I did that for a reason, is because every time you make something different, it makes it more difficult for the dog. And if you push them past that point, the next time they're in a situation where something's different, they bounce back quicker. So I know that he's going back, so I put the dog in as many situations, similar situations as I can. So the different crate, it's not a big deal. In the long run, it'll be helpful. Like if I would have kept the other crate that we were using like yesterday, he probably wouldn't have stood up and panted at all. So keep that in mind. Like if you keep everything sort of the same and everything's going good, that's good. But in my situation, I'm trying to get the dog ready to go home. So I'm making sure that he's in different situations and it's causing a problem, so that I have the opportunity to tell him no. The bedding can be real important, but I want to talk about that real quick. If you have a dog that chews on bedding, don't use bedding. It can kill your dog. They chew that stuff up. You'd be rushing the dog to the hospital. They'll swallow stuff like that. So don't put bedding in there unless it's a dog like Chippy that doesn't chew on bedding. Gas, I'm a dandy, and there's this new girl in there, and she's talking sexy baby talk at the register to everyone. Goo goo gaga. What the hell is that? Is that popular now because of Melania? That just sounds ridiculous. It does. Sexy baby talk does exist. I've had it happen, not in a normal, not in a normal conversation, you know what I'm saying? And like, okay, just go with it, What are you gonna do? Stop talking like that. Right now. No. It's just sort of weird. Come on, you're working the register, you're doing sexy baby talk to everybody. I'd go to the doctor and get my voice changed if it sounded like that. Many times dogs are doing this just because somebody tells them the wrong thing at the wrong time when they're young, and then it just sort of becomes an ingrained habit, and the owner doesn't realize that they're giving positive reinforcement for something that's just totally negative. Like, like if it's a small dog, a lot of times small dogs are on laps, or they're sitting right next to the person, touching the person. That's just like being in your lap. So don't do that. Crates are really the absolute way to go with all dogs. It doesn't matter, how big the dog is. If you have a big dog, get a bigger car and put a crate in it. Don't do like the idiot from Australia that was using. When I did that show, she starts talking about this. I'm like, what's your problem? I said something like that. What's your problem? Like, why don't you just use a crate? Oh, I can't put a crate in my car. Why not? Like, she'd buy a trailer, but she wouldn't buy like a. What's your excuse? Like, you could have a van. You could, there's no excuse not to use a crate, and to think that a trailer's the same thing as a crate. You got to be kidding me. It's this big. She was putting the dog in a horse trailer. Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. I hated that gig. I didn't like it at all. It was horrible. People would call in and ask the stupidest questions. Sometimes people would call in and ask stuff, but it's like all that stuff. I'm going to be straight up with you here. You're looking for free dog training advice. What you get with free is shit, okay? And I know that I put out videos about dog training, but I'm telling you flat out, if you're having problems with your dog and it's something real severe, if you can't get a handle on your dog, then and you keep trying, then you need to contact a professional. That's just how it is. If you don't have the time to get the dog up to speed, you need to contact a professional. That's what most of the people do that contact me. They're like, well, I'm working, I want to get the dog trained so I can work with it. So you send it off to do a board and train. He's sleeping, he's laying down. You send it off to do a board and train, and then you step in and start, interacting with the dog, drilling the dog, doing the stuff that it learned on the board and train. It wasn't until maybe a week ago that I saw him start doing this. Like, we'd get in the car, and then within a very short period of time, it was like, I think the first time I noticed it was like, oh, I've been driving for 10 minutes, I look over, and Chippy's like curled up, chilling out. I'm like, oh, good, he's getting better, I've been doing this so long that I sort of know like the time frame that it takes to get stuff like that accomplished, to get the dog going in the right direction. Is he how he's going to be in a month? No, he's going to be better in a month. Is he how he's going to be in a week? No, he's going to be better in a week. All Jim and Taylor have to do is just keep putting the dog in the car in a crate and don't console him. And if he is freaking out, tell him no, down. And that's what you all should do too. It's really something that you can't. All this stuff, you can work it out with the dog. I've had like dogs that have real severe problems before that are more difficult to deal with, and I do understand how a novice would have trouble with the dog with like severe separation anxiety. But something like this, you should be able to help your dog. It really does help to train the dog too. So if you think that you're just going to get rid of the car phobia, that's sort of nonsense. Like, oh, my dog's okay, I don't have to train it as long as I get it you know, used to the car. No, one of the reasons why Chippy is responding this way better is because Jim and Taylor got him trained. So it's all like this holistic approach with the dog. That dog that I talked about, Pharaoh, that had the severe separation anxiety, I couldn't have got him better with the separation anxiety without teaching him sit down, whoa, here, heel, kennel, hold, to retrieve, the weave pulls. All that is tied in. Dog, he's totally crashed. Hang on. I mean, I couldn't have gotten Pharaoh better without training him. I do not do this like a la carte dog training. That is not what I do. You cannot call me and say, I want you to teach my dog this one thing, you know, or my dog's good at this. I've had people do that. They've called me up and said, I want to do a board train with you, but my dog's pretty good at this. I just want you to concentrate on this. And I'm like, you're telling the dog trainer what you're having problems with your dog, but you're telling the dog trainer what you think that they should concentrate on. That's absurd. That is absurd. Of course, that didn't work with this guy. There's no way. It was somebody in Brooklyn. You know, I just told him to stop contacting me because he just clearly didn't get it. He clearly didn't get it. But okay, so wait a minute. So I'm trying to think. Like, how long has it been? How long have we been in the car? We've been in the car for maybe 8 minutes or something. 8 minutes, and he's already in the down position, crashed. We've seen, like, early on, a little bit of panting, but not much. Maybe once I told him to knock it off. This is a vast improvement. I think when we drove up here, as I remember, he was pretty much panting and nervous most of the way. So I'm real happy seeing this, you know. He'll get over the little bit that he has when you first get initially in the car. I'm talking to Jim and Taylor, but we'll go over this. We'll go over this later when I see you guys. But you know, there might be some residual shit because a lot of times the dog, like, they sort of respond the same way a little bit at first, but then they just jump back into training mode, you know, which is what he's doing right now. So, you know, this shouldn't be any problem with Chip. I just put my finger on the crate, and I swear that Chippy tried to bite my finger off. Didn't you, Chip?
Can't fucking bite that thing off and eat it.
Look, he's trying to bite me. Oh my God, he's attacking me. Let's go home, Chippy, and we'll go play hunt him up, okay?
Chippy Von Pippy. Caine, I'm gonna get you when I get out of this thing. Making me go in a car and everything.
You're a good boy, Chippy. Let's go. Come on up. You got it, dude. Nice job, Chip. Good job, Chipmunk.